We focus today on Matthew chapter 20, verse 23. He said to them, "You will indeed drink my cup, but to sit at my right hand and at my left, this is not mine to grant, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." So the mother of James and John requested Jesus to give some important position as her sons wanted to be in an important position in the kingdom of Jesus. Jesus asked a question. Symbolically, he asked, Will you drink the cup? And they said yes. Still, Jesus did not grant them their desire immediately. He said, That is not for me to decide. It will be decided by my Father. Here we reflect that Jesus understands himself to be under the authority of the Father, though they were one, though they are one. And as we continue to reflect on this, we realize that when Jesus said, "It is not for me to grant," he meant that at that time he had not completed the messianic mission that his Father had assigned to him. It is only after his resurrection, we see in Matthew chapter 28, verse 18, where he tells his disciples, "All the authority in heaven and earth has been given to me." As we continue to reflect, we realize one thing. Every one of us have this innate desire to be great. It's not something wrong. This desire is not wrong if it is a desire to be wanting to be the best, a better version of ourselves. But we don't want that. We want to be better than everyone else. And here today Jesus is telling each one of us to have that paradigm shift, which St. Paul would later tell as a transformation of mind. We see this in Romans 12, verse 12. Jesus is very clearly telling us that the greatness in the world is completely different from what greatness means in heaven. So it is a choice that is given to each one of us. Whether we run behind things which will give greatness in this world, or we run behind things that will give us greatness in heaven, when our names will be written in the books of heaven. Jesus wants each one of us to be with him in heaven, to be around him always. And for this desire of Jesus for each one of us today, and this desire of us also to be always be able to serve and not to be served, we just need to take a few tiny steps. We begin with the first step. Let's begin with a new beginning right from today itself. A new step towards always allowing ourselves to serve others, not to expect to be served. The next step, to daily do this exercise every day. It should not be that I do it one day and forget about the rest of the days, but daily to seek his kingdom first, daily wanting to serve rather than be served. Third step, keep increasing the mileage. If I have served somebody today, let me serve a little more tomorrow. Let me serve a little more day after tomorrow. Serving without any pride, setting aside all my personal pride, but wanting to serve in all humility. Fourth, be equipped for injuries. When we serve, we will be hurt. And when we try to come closer to Jesus, there will be many who will cause us pain. So we need to be equipped for injuries. And the next one is to daily ensure that we are hydrated. I'm not talking about the regular water, but I'm talking about the living water. That is the Holy Spirit. Because without the Holy Spirit, we cannot walk this journey. We cannot walk this journey towards achieving greatness in heaven. And the next one is to have our focus clear. To focus on that crown which is waiting each one of us. In other words, it is called the eternity mindset. To always remind ourselves that we are not here forever. We are made for heaven. The book of Philippians says very clearly that the one who has begun this good work in you will definitely see that it is accomplished. And Jesus is with us in this journey. Greatness demands sacrifice. Greatness demands obedience. Are we willing to do that? Are we willing to seek His kingdom? Are we willing to take that step of wanting to serve and not to be served? Are we willing to understand what Jesus meant by servant leadership? What He meant by serving others? Are we willing to embrace His cup? Are we willing to embrace this beautiful journey? Are we willing to suffer? And are we willing to embrace this unshakable loyalty to Jesus Christ? Stay blessed.